Today is the NBA trade deadline, so we are going to be breaking down every single trade that happened this season. So the first trade is one that happened before the season even started, and that's the Minnesota Timberwolves trading Karl-Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks in exchange for Donte DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. I rate this trade an A+ for New York because now they are favorites to win the championship, even more than Boston, with Cat carrying them. And the Timberwolves, I give this like a C because they went from going to the Western Conference Finals to being absolutely horrible. So that's the first trade that happened this season. The second one was the Warriors trading DeAnthony Melton and a few other players for Dennis Schroeder. The Warriors, I give this a B- because they are barely in the play-in tournament, sitting at the 10th seed. So this trade didn't really make them better, it actually made them worse. And for the Nets, well, honestly, if I could, I wouldn't give it a rating because they stayed the same. So instead, I'll just give them a B. The next trade is obviously the famous D'Angelo Russell getting shipped to Brooklyn in exchange for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. Honestly, after this trade, the Lakers have been doing amazing. I mean, 4th best in the West. Bars right there. But they have been one of the best teams in the Western Conference after the trade. So, honestly, I love D'Angelo Russell. I love him as a player. But, I'm sorry. But I was happy when he got traded. Because this year, he has been playing awful. Next trade was Nick Richards going to Phoenix to team up with Kevin Durant in exchange for Josh Okogie and a few second-round picks. I give this a B- for the Suns because honestly it didn't do anything for them. It got them a good rotational center, but that's pretty much it. And I give this, for the Hornets, a C- because they are still one of the worst teams in the entire NBA. Next, and ending off the boring trades route, is Drew Eubanks and Patty Mills going to the Clippers in exchange for PJ Tucker and Mo Bamba. For the Clippers, I give this a C- because they went down in the rankings after this trade. And the Jazz, C- because they're still the second worst team in the entire league. Now that we got all the boring trades out of the way, let's get to the big hitters with the craziest trade in NBA history, sending Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. Honestly, I have no idea why the Mavericks would do this trade. And the same thing, honestly, for LA, because this left them without a good rotational center. But it makes sense, because Luka is literally one of the best players in the league right now. So, I don't know. I was lost for words when I made a video about this trade, so I still am. I mean, he was 25, and Nico Harrison, the Mavs GM, made such terrible points out of this. They said that they're preparing for the future, and Luka is younger than AD, so I don't get it. And also, they say defense wins championships. And they are 7th in the NBA. And then they trade, and just to add some more stuff in there, Luka led the Mavericks to the finals. And if it weren't for them playing against literally one of the greatest teams ever assembled, they would have won the championship. So, the Mavericks, I give this a D+. And for the Lakers, I give this a B+. Because even if the Lakers don't have a center, it's Luka Doncic. And another crazy trade is 2 players that were on the market, as in De'Aaron Fox and Zach LaVine, got shipped in the same trade. De'Aaron Fox goes to the Spurs, Zach LaVine goes to the Kings, and Trey Jones, Zach Collins, and a few other things go to the Bulls. For the Bulls, I'm not going to give them a rating because I don't really care. And for the Spurs, I give this an A+. They finally got the star next to Victor Wembanyama. Finally. And for the Kings, I'll give this a B+. Because Zach LaVine is still a pretty damn good player. Okay, now the streak ends because now we got a boring trade. Caleb Martin got traded, but who really cares? So I'm gonna skip to the next one. And this trade is just infinitely stupid. Because Jonas Valanciunas just got traded for Sidi Sadiq. Jonas Valanciunas is an amazing player. And honestly, this is like insulting to Jonas because Sidi Sadiq, really? And yeah, the Spurs won. And the Wizards took the biggest L. And this is not really surprising because Jimmy Butler got traded to the Warriors. And honestly, I'm happy about this, man, because Jimmy Butler did not want to go to the Warriors, and I hate Jimmy Butler because, like, before he used to be one of my favorite players. I thought he was so fun, and then he just turned into a complete douche. Because just because he's not starting, he walks out of practice. That is just stupid. So yeah, thank God he got traded to the team that he didn't want to go to. And the Heat taking the best trade possible is amazing. So now, it was Jimmy Butler to the Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, and Kyle Anderson. And now, the Lakers trade for a center, thankfully. But unthankfully, they traded their young star Dalton Knecht and Cam Reddish and a future second round pick. But hey, at least they got defense and a center, what they needed to go over the top. Another trade is Brandon Ingram to the Toronto Raptors, who are on a perfect streak so far this season. So far in the last few games. And this is really going to make them better because they traded Kelly Olynyk, who they were paying $12 million to look ugly, I guess, and do nothing. And then they traded Bruce Brown, who barely played this season, and a few first-round picks, but yeah, the Raptors get an A, and the Pels, F. And we also got the Cavs trading Caris LeVert and a few others for my guy, my hero of the Hawks, DeAndre Hunter. I give the Cavs an A for this, and the Hawks, Caris LeVert's contract is expiring, so I guess I'll give it a B minus. And also, Marcus Smart just got traded to the Washington Wizards. We don't have the full trade details yet, so I can't give this a grade, but it's a multi-team deal, all that we know. And Marcus is going to the Wizards. And Chris Middleton got traded to the Wizards for Kyle Kuzma. I think Kyle Kuzma is actually going to help the Bucks get better because he's honestly not that bad. I don't know what the problem with Kuz is. So I'm going to give this a B plus for the Bucks. And for the Wizards, now they got Chris Middleton, who was a key factor in their 2021 NBA championship. I'm giving this an A. Obviously, there are way more trades that I didn't talk to you about in this video, but you guys can look at those by yourself because, in my opinion, they're not really that popular. So, if you enjoyed this video and you want me to do more things like this, then just tell me in the comments. And that sums up the entire trade deadline for the craziest trade deadline in NBA history. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.